Hello and welcome. So we have some things to go over. I have not felt like filming like a vlog style video in a while, in a few weeks. Hi babies. They want treats. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I've been in a funk and I didn't film several things that I normally would film. So, yeah, I'm kind of correcting that today because at some point it's just gonna get weird. But anyway, hi Missy, hi my love, hi my love. Anyway, let's kind of go over it. Let's start with the funk I've been in. So yeah, I haven't felt like filming. I feel like I always have bad news, and after I lost Junimo, Joja, and Bonnet all really close together, it just kind of put me in like as I said, a funk. And I didn't really want to film, so I didn't start a new vlog, really. I did the one right after that, like the grief vlog. And then I just didn't feel like doing another one, so I didn't. But then Summer died. So my little fawn girl who was in here who had the chronic respiratory issues, she passed away. Basically it was exactly what happened with Bonnet, which is that she was fine and then she crashed. My cat is here. She was fine and then she crashed and I couldn't do anything to bring her back and she ended up passing away very quickly. She just wanted to spend time with me at the end. She didn't want anything else, and yeah, it was very quick. But yeah, she did end up passing away, so I lost 4, I think within 3 weeks of each other, which sucked a lot. Hey Dax. I don't think she's gonna, I can't do the shark tail fin with her right now. There's not enough room, she says, which is fine. But yeah, it put me in a funk, and it's just like, I've really been through it with the dwarfs, you know. As of December 30th, I had 10 dwarfs, and I currently have 5. So, like, yeah, I've been through it with the dwarfs. I have been through it. So it just puts me in like an awkward position with them because it's like I haven't given up on them completely necessarily, but it's like they are not necessarily something I'm aiming to continue on with just because it has been such a nightmare, I'll say, just watching them pass away one after the other. And of the 5 I've lost since December, only 2 were over 2. Come on, baby. Only 2 were over 2, and that was Junimo and Joja. They were 2 years and 3 months old. All the others, Polly was a year and 10 months old. Bonnet was a year and 3 months old, and Summer was a year and 4 months old, roughly, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, Bonnet died in February, and Summer died in March. Sorry, time is weird right now. It feels like this year is flying by, but also so slow. Feels like it's been a million years since I lost Summer. And it's only been a couple of weeks, really. But yeah, so there's that. And then in that time, I also got 2 new babies. And I got them the same week Summer died, just a little bit before. And I did not film anything for it. I did not put a single video together. Dax, she's rubbing up on the camera. Hey, come on. I did not put any effort into filming any of it. And when I got them, one of them was covered in scabs, and it looked like a pretty classic case of mites to me, so I did end up treating that, and one dose took care of the issue, but it still just like kind of added to my funk. And then on top of that, I also learned that Summer's line, the fawn line that she came from, some of them have been getting heart murmurs, the heart issues, I always said I thought Summer had a heart issue and I thought Bonnet had a heart issue. So like they're from the same line, and finding out that the line does have heart issues, the breeder's correcting it, so it's like I'm not mad about it. It's just like, again, added to my funk of just like, wow, what rotten luck, what horrendous luck that both of them ended up with heart issues and died young. And then on top of all that, there's Ursula, who's still having her problems, her hormonal problems, and her skin problems. And I have tried everything I can for the skin at this point. I could probably take her in and see if they can have some kind of like allergy medication to give her. I've tried that before with one of my rats. But her problem, unfortunately, I have sensitive pattern recognition and anxiety. And so the thing with Ursula that added to my funk was the fact that a lot of the way she's acting and a lot of her symptoms, I'll call them, even though they're not really symptoms, are reminiscent of how my rats acted before they developed a pituitary tumor. So, like, I had my rat Willow, and she had severe skin problems where she was just, like, slicing herself up. And we tried several mite treatments. We tried steroids. We tried everything with her, and nothing worked. And then she developed a pituitary tumor. And itchiness, as far as I'm aware, is not a symptom of a pituitary tumor. And I wouldn't have necessarily connected the two, except that she's also being extremely hormonal. And at her age, she's a year and 10 months old, almost a year and 11 months old. And at her age, her hormones should not be doing what they're doing. And they've been doing it for a couple of months. But they should not be acting up like this. And that is something, and she's been nesting a lot, like, so just going through bouts of, like, extreme nesting. And the combination of her randomly being territorial, randomly scent marking a ton, and randomly nesting a ton, all of those are like my rats Fifi and Heidi, who both developed these symptoms right before they developed a pituitary tumor. I say right before. It was like months for Fifi, and it was pretty sudden for Heidi, but for Fifi it was like months. And so my brain's just like, oh, is she going to develop a pituitary tumor? And that's just like on a cycle in my head. And because she's also at the age of getting a mammary gland tumor, I'm paranoid that she's going to get mammary gland tumor. I'm going to get it removed. And that's going to make a pituitary tumor just like so much worse and immediately take her out. So like that is going through my brain as well. And again, none of these symptoms are necessarily connected to pituitary tumors. It's just how my past rats have acted. And my pattern recognition ever making me be like, now I'm worried. And she probably will be fine, but it does concern me. And then finally, there's Lamb. So Lamb is my really old girl. She and Suitor are like the same age. I always act like Lamb's so much older. She's only a week older than Suitor. But she acts a lot older, and she looks a lot older, and her body is just aged in a way that Suitor's is not. And Lamb developed a respiratory infection, and normally that's not necessarily the biggest deal, but given her age, even the most minor of infections is a problem because she's 2 years and 10 months old. So even a small infection can just blossom into something severe. Think of it like with people, like with older people. If they get some kind of cold or the flu, you have to treat it immediately lest it develop into pneumonia. It's kind of the same with rats. And the thing with Lamb is that hers was not minor. I'd say it was a moderate infection. And she's still on antibiotics for it, and she's improving a lot. But it unfortunately just took such a toll on her body. So her HLD got way worse in the matter of like a couple of days. She lost a ton of weight again in a matter of a couple of days. And I just feel like it really affected her. And like as of right now, her quality of life is still good, and the antibiotics are helping her a lot. And I'm hoping by the time we finish the course, her breathing will be back to normal. But yeah, it just aged her so much, and I do feel like she can tell that her body is failing her because she's just been spending a lot of time with me, like seeking me out, sleeping on my chest or curled up in my shirt. And she's always been super affectionate, so it's not like out of the ordinary necessarily, but like it's not normal for her to spend the entirety of free roam with me, which she has been doing, where she just wants to be with me for the full free roam. And that is concerning for me. Again, she's old. Like, I was really hopeful she'd make it to 3. And even if she doesn't, she still made it to like a great age. She's such a good rat. She is a fighter. She doesn't give up on anything. But yeah, there's a chance I'll be losing Lamb soon on top of the other 4 I already just lost. I haven't even made their memorial jars yet. So yeah, all that has contributed to my funk, which is why I did not film me getting the babies or doing intros, because they're in here with the dwarfs. We're really early on in intros, so there's still some more that I can film, and I will after this, but I did not film any of the beginning parts of intros. And yeah, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so the babies are standard sized babies, and I did choose to put them with my dwarfs. And the reason for that, like, for a lot of you, that's like, yeah, whatever. But for some of you, you've heard me say many times that the UK standard is to keep dwarfs and standards separated, whereas US care standards say it's fine to have a mixed group. I always say that for me, in my opinion, it's more of an owner preference because, and more of like a rat dependent situation, because with my rats, I do tend to get a lot of assholes. Mystic is an asshole, for example, and I've never felt comfortable combining my groups. However, with the way things have been going, I needed to look at the situation with a little bit more nuance, which is what I encourage everyone to do when looking at situations where, you know, it may not be ideal, but it might be necessary. With the way it's been going, I cannot find a good breeder for the dwarfs. I cannot really get them to me safely because the transport has proven that they just do not pay enough attention to the individual rats to know when something's going wrong. So it's put me in this awkward position where it's just like, have I given up on dwarfs completely? No, not necessarily, but also I don't know if I can keep getting them. So I have the dwarfs, and I need to figure out what to do with them because I can't get more dwarfs. And even if I could find someone to rehome them to when I got to that point when I was down to 2, they would just put them in with standard size rats. So I might as well just do intros with some standard size rats and keep my dwarf babies for their entire lives. So that's what I've decided to do, and that's why they have some new companions. No one is here. Aggie's like right here. No one wants to pop up back here. These guys are terrible filming companions. But anyway, that's why I decided to do intros with the standard size babies and get them all together, and it's been going pretty well so far. We had like a minor incident with stage 1 where poor Scylla was in heat, and I don't know why, but it just pissed Glitch off. She was just on one, and one of the babies, Weaver, her name's Weaver, actually slid between them and was just like, let's not do that, which pissed Glitch off even more. And then I had to like drum on the bars to get Glitch to calm down. And then that was really the only incident. Like Mystic has been pain in the butt as usual. As I said, she's a difficult rat. But once she established dominance in the little green cage, she didn't really feel the need to do it again until she got to this cage, which I knew was going to happen. Because the second Mystic gets into a double, she just like, I don't know, it activates her Hulk mode or something, and she becomes a nuisance. But I find that it's working out pretty well with Doyle and Weaver, who are the babies, because they are both just like so unresponsive to the dwarf's antics. So it's like the two of them will go absolutely ham on each other. Doyle and Weaver, they will play so hard that I'm standing there just like, I know this isn't a fight, but is it? Which is why you should always get 2 babies. They match each other's energy. And then the second the dwarfs like try to show dominance or pounce on them or get annoying, they just completely ignore it. And it's like really good to see, honestly, that they're just like, yeah, okay, you're a little bug, you're fine. But yeah, so I haven't had too many instances yet. I suspect I will because I know Mystic. And she's a lot. She's a lot to deal with. She's a lot of anger in a teeny tiny package. But so far everyone seems to really like Doyle specifically. They love cuddling with her. And Lois likes Weaver a lot. So there's that. Now, I will also say that I didn't take this lightly, introducing the dwarfs to 2 standard size rats, because I do know that it could go south pretty easily. But, like, I did wait until I had a good handle on what the babies' personalities were like before trying. Because, like, for example, the trio that's over there, Clark, Jelly, and Hera, I would not introduce to dwarfs. Because Clark and Jelly are insane in a bad way. They are a lot to deal with, and I do feel like that would cause some fights in this cage. Whereas Doyle and Weaver are also insane, but they kind of contain it. It's just like, that's high energy insanity, whereas with them, it's not necessarily high energy insanity, but like just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like baby energy with them. It feels like they're just crazy. I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with everything. I just wanted to catch you guys up on the stuff I haven't done a vlog for, and kind of like my thoughts on a lot of things, because again, with Ursula, I know I'm just being paranoid, but it's really hard to shake that thought process when I have seen it in so many of my other rats. And then like doing intros with the dwarfs the way I have. Again, I know it's not necessarily going to be the most popular thing with a lot of people. Sorry, there's cat hair in my chapstick. But I always do what I feel is best for my rats. And in this instance, I feel like transitioning them to a standard size group is my best option, since the dwarfs just don't seem to be a thing I can do right now. And that does suck, because I do love them a lot, and I was really hopeful for rats that were just healthier. But my dwarfs took that as a challenge. They were like, hold my puff. And they decided to be just extremely unhealthy. So yeah, but I will go ahead and I'll introduce you to Doyle and Weaver. And I also wanted to show you guys Lamb, kind of show you, oh, my old lady. It took such a hard toll on her being sick, but I want to show her to you guys anyway. So let's go ahead and get into that, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with the funk I've been in. Hi. Hi, baby. So this is Doyle. Hi. So she's a black Rex. Hi, baby. As you can see, Missy is here with her, because Missy does really like Doyle. Hi. And Doyle and Weaver were both born on December 19th, so they're only about 3 months old. Hi. Can I get some attention? Yeah. Oh, and there's Weaver. Weaver is a Siamese Silvermane. Yeah, I know, another accidental Silvermane. I don't know why the rat gods have cursed me in such a way. But, hey, Scylla. Here she is. Doyle is super sweet, cuddly. She's really calm, especially with the dwarfs. Whereas Weaver is a little bit more insane. She's very slender. Like, do you see how slender she is? She's super slender. I'm going to move everyone up. Hold on. There we go. You want up, Missy? Whoop. I'll get eggs too. Oh, hi. Hi. No, Weaver, don't do that. But yeah, here are Doyle and Weaver. Oh my god. Doyle's the one who had the mites, and she's doing fine now. Her fur and skin have recovered from it. And then here's Weaver. She didn't have any issues. Do you guys need treats to calm down? Like, oh. And here's Stella, the little one. Lolo. Everyone but Glitch is here. Glitch is like, no, absolutely not. I'm sleeping. But yeah, here's, no, we're not climbing out. Here's Doyle and Weaver. I know it's not the best intro to them. I can't really do much with them because they are intros with everyone else still. And I can't risk, like, doing too much with them, but I promise you'll see more of them in future vlogs and stuff. No one got out, right? I don't trust these guys. Hi, baby. But this one's Doyle, and this one is Weaver. Hi. Oop. See, the funny thing is, like, Weaver's just like, yeah, sure, hold me. And then Doyle, if I pick her up, she's like, nope. Alright, I'm gonna give them all treats, and then I'll show you guys Lamb. I've come prepared for this group. Let's do it. Okay. Here you go, Gum Gum. Snail. Bloopers down here. Irving. Where is someone up here? Oh, no one in there. So I think Lamb's in here. Hold on. You can have another one. Go. Last year for the old ladies. Oop. Let's see if I can find them. Oop. There's Suitor. Is Lamb in there? Is Lamb in there? Oh, Lamb's in here, but she's like trapped. There she goes. There she goes. Lamb. Okay, she got it. She got it. There she goes. Oh, did you not get it? Oh my god, hold on, hold on. You're like, your mom's a sucker. Oh my god, Lamb. Lamb, I love. Did you find it finally? I'm just gonna have to toss it in there. There we go. Here. Hoarder. Anyway. She's in there. I was gonna like show her to you, but she's so tucked in, I don't want to pull her out. She's probably nice and toasty warm in there with Suitor. because Suiter's doing fantastic. So she's also 2 years and 10 months old, but she just looks like way better. But yeah, there's Liam. Alright, yeah, so here's just a quick overview of everyone here. There's 3 babies. There's 3 in here. There's 7 in the living room, or 6 in the living room, and then there's 7 in here now. So yeah, that's everybody. Doyle and Weaver are front and center. They understood the assignment. Hi! Weaver's so cute, y'all. Doyle is also adorable, obviously. Hi. But she's, like, more beautiful. Like, Weaver's cute. Doyle's beautiful. Look at her. No offense, Weaver. You're also beautiful, but, like, not like this. So, yeah, that will be all for this video. As you can see, the cage is pretty empty, so I'll go ahead and start a proper vlog so like you guys can see the finished product of their intros. Hopefully it continues to go fairly well. We might get a couple of instances because that's just how it goes, but see what I mean? Like, they pick on each other a lot, Doyle and Weaver do. Oh my god, clean your face. Oh, I distracted her. All right, my apologies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. She's cleaning her face. Look at her. She's cleaning her hands. Oh my god, look at her. Oh my god. You're so beautiful. Look at her on her little, like, only her fingers are pink. Like, the fur goes all the way down to her. Oh my god. You're so cute. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.